part to take on new planets, you have at least a couple of assigned bases to you, I'd say.
Uh-huh. And of course defending the third base right here, if we look at the 12 o'clock position, is I would say a little bit easier than defending a third base on Belshir or a couple of other maps, just because it is closer by ground. You know, you can defend easier versus those run-bys, and you can partially even wall off, or even completely wall off this ramp with the rocks with buildings, if you'd like, so that you have a greater control over which access point your opponent can use to make that run-by. So all you have to do is wall off one access point and then place banelings to the other and spines around your mineral line, and you're pretty much set. Whereas on larger maps where the mains are further, I mean the bases are further apart, you have to have pretty much more units to defend, just because of the of the size of the area you need to cover.
Yeah, I think you're precisely right. So, slightly sad that we don't see an early pool because I like Jesus and
Yeah.
I've said that a lot, but that is not the case. And yeah, I have a goldfish memory, so I might be wrong, but aren't these the exact two same openers in terms of pool first or hatch first from each player as the last
Yes.
game?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
it does
are.
seem like it.
I'm I'm only going to be watching the gas by Shaggy because, last game that one additional gas may have been a mistake since he wasn't mining from it. So I'm basically looking to see if he does the same thing again, or if he'll only take one gas. We see that Daboo is just continuing as he did the game previous, getting a hatch, a pool, and then following up with a gas. Shaggy's still not getting a gas. Usually you get a gas at this
Yeah,
point.
you do get a gas, but you know, Daboo went from being the guy with no gas to being the guy with the first gas during these two games, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has something slightly more offensive in mind for this particular
Oh,
match, or the map, I should say.
that is actually a great point you're making. Now that I think about it, the previous game he went with four queens and then he took his gases.
Yeah,
He never
precisely.
took his first one this, so he played a whole different build. But right now he's gathering that gas a little bit sooner. I wouldn't be surprised if he went into earlier link speed or banelings straight up. But considering his opponent has been pretty aggressive the previous game, and he is getting double extractors yet again, this just doesn't make any... Oh, okay, okay, no. I thought that he's got like some really weird gas timings, mining with 4 drones off of those, but no, he's mining with 6.
Yeah, we don't see Terrence and Zergs use those two in each gas as much as Tosses do. I'd love to see that though someday, but Shaggy seems to be really, really eager to get a lot of gas going, and maybe this is a good thing for him because we did see that Wallow from Daboo working sort of well last game, but now if Shaggy decides to wall off because he is essentially the more defensive player, he has a lot less to wall off. It's such a small choke on this map.
Yeah, he doesn't have to build like 4 buildings. He can
Yeah, he
build he
has to
can
build
build
like
like
two.
he can build like 2 and a queen or something to that effect now. Let me see if he... Yes, he did. He did see the baneling nest. So he knows his opponent is either going to be aggressive or defensive, and by the looks of it, probably he's going to be... Well, he does have not quite enough of gas, so probably only going to be 2 defensive bandings, and then he'll just continue on droning. But huh, I'm a little bit confused. 12 links coming out, link speed only halfway done, and not quite enough gas to build very many banelings. So what
I,
do you
I,
make of
I,
this?
well, if I'm not mistaken, Shaggy did, yeah, he did go for the Baneliness a lot earlier than the Speedlings, than the
Uh-huh.
Zergling Speed. So, that indicates that he's playing defensively. So I'm pretty sure that he's just not really reading the boost play because he hasn't scouted that much, but much rather sort of like just expecting some aggression on this map of some sort. and then sort of adapting to it by going these early units. And his speed is actually about to finish. And wow, oh, is that, yeah, that Baneling died, actually very unfortunate for him.
Very
It looks like
nice.
we're gonna have a Baneling bust almost.
Yeah, it does look like it, and the Banelings are venturing forward very, very, very bravely there. 2 Banelings for 2 Banelings. That is an evil exchange, but that was a huge exchange. Very nice. Another big blow in favor of Daboo. That was a series of explosions that single-handedly put him ahead right here.
Definitely, and as soon as we saw those Banelings take out all those units, immediately Daboo started droning, and Shaggy realizes he needs to defend himself, so he goes for a wall off. And oh, are we gonna see some more glorious Baneling hits?
I would
Oh,
love
they're
to.
going
Oh,
straight
they're
to the
going into the
main.
main mineral line. There are 3 of them. Oh,
The
decent
losses.
hits there. 14 oh, excuse me. 3 workers killed, but 24 units.
Yeah, definitely. The drones didn't. Weren't that many drone losses, but essentially Daboo took quite a lead with that, and the fact that he droned behind it makes it so much stronger. His wall off is about to complete, and unlike his opponent, he has a spine crawler in range, ready for any form of Ling or Baneling aggression.
Yeah.
And look, 2-base muted from here.
Yeah, behind this he's been getting the lair, and he is building a spire right now. So once again, he got himself into a position where his spire will be significantly sooner and quicker up than his opponent's. Now, is Shaggy just... Is he going to try to break this, or will he just wait for his own spire to go down? Because he knows, as well as we know, what happened the game previous, where he just did not bust this down, just tries to play it out. It didn't work out quite well.
Yeah, I mean, surely, as you said, he knows he's behind. Maybe he's underestimating how much behind he is, and just wants to try to play it safe and standard and try to macro out of this position somehow. Maybe he's relying on his really early gas count, you know, but because he took those 2 gases, 3 works in each immediately. You know, he's basically relying on something right now, but I would almost want him to try to break down or do some sort of bust, because that's usually the best thing to try when you're behind.
Yeah, and very interesting thing, as he was skirting near these evolution chambers with the Lings, he did see that one of those was attacked by a spine crawler. So, I mean, he could have stayed with the Lings, waited until Daboo breaks down his own wall, and then just make a run by. I think that would have been a very cool decision to make, but as it is, first Mutalisks are out on the field. Shaggy knows about it as well, but it's going to be another 40 or 50 seconds before he has an answer to them.
Oh, goodness, that was a lot of links going down to Banelings. Quite well positioned by Daboo, you know. He knew the Overlord saw the 3rd base being taken, so he just put 6 Banelings around it and got a whole lot of link kills.
Yeah, a total number of units killed is 40. Daboo just outplaying his opponent quite considerably here, as he's closing in with the Mutas, closing for the kill. And, you know, there are no Spore Crawlers this time anywhere. Probably Shaggy just forgot to build them, and they will never go up right now. So,
Yeah.
again, we have the Muta count heavily in favor of Daboo, and I think this game is going to be a lot quicker than the previous one.
Sure, looks like it. You know, once you have no spores, endless mutas, it's basically over. The queens can't be that big of a factor, and he does indeed